If someone were to thank you as a woman for vacuuming the living room, you'd either take it as being passive aggressive, like it's expected of you, or it would just feel like nothing because we receive way better compliments all the time.
I don't know. I feel happy when someone says that to me. Thank you for vacuum cleaning, because I hate it. I hate it. I would like someone to say, thank you, Cypress, for doing the dishes. Thank you, Cypress, for vacuum cleaning. Thank you, Cypress, for mopping the floor. I would love that because I hate it.
Hi YouTube, welcome back in how. My name is Cypress and today we will be watching another video by the Dead Bouquet. Womansplaining Men to Women compilation 10 to 17.
Womansplaining Men to Women, part 11. I gotta drop another truth bomb on ya. Ladies, it is time to reclaim all the time you're wasting trying to read anything off his face.
Oh, okay. Every weekend in January, also known as Ignore Your Wife. Why are you doing that though? That is so dumb. Why would you do that? That is just annoying as You see that he's really into the match and you just jump in front of it. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. I would be mad too if you do that.
It's my team and they're losing, so it's okay.
God, I just got so annoyed watching this.
Me too.
I know she's trying to be.
I get so annoyed when someone walks in front of my TV while I was watching something. I'm like, are you serious? You see that I'm really paying attention to this one thing and you're walking in front of it.
But I think most guys watching this know she's not joking. I get so annoyed when women date men knowing they like sports or knowing they like video games.
Yes.
And they keep dating but expect him to suddenly...
I find it stupid too. You know that from the start. Why are you doing that? And why are you pretending like he is the problem? You are the problem. Just choose someone who's not into those type of things. There are actually enough guys that are not into those type of things, you know? Why are you going with someone that's into the stuff that you do not like? That you really dislike?
Stop liking sports and video games. As if the moment he agreed to get serious with you, he also agreed to never have hobbies again. Yeah. I'm not saying men are never clingy like this, but I do not see passive...
If it was a man doing that about my hobbies, I would also get pissed about it. I would say the same thing about that, just to be clear here. I think just behaving like this in general about your partner's interest, man or woman, you're annoying as doesn't matter what your gender is.
Videos of men filming themselves being angry that their wife is ignoring them while she watches RuPaul's Drag Race. Though honestly, a video like that would be funny at this point. Like, oh my god, look at his face. That's a cry for help right there. And I heard him say something like, oh, my team is losing anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That's called a coping mechanism.
True.
I used to say shit like that to my bullies in high school who would mess with me as a way of making...
No. If my partner would do shit like that, I would call them out immediately. Like the...
And she called it Ignore Your Wife weekend. A football game is like 3 hours.
Exactly! What does she mean weekend? It's just one freaking match!
If a man can't spend 3 hours a week ignoring his wife, what does he even have in this world? And stuff like this really messes with guys. See, when you first started dating, you tricked him into thinking that you would be okay with him watching sports or okay with him playing video games. And that brought him a lot of relief to know that you would be okay with that part of him. But this is one of those things that people think will just magically change after marriage.
I find it like really dumb that people think like that. What did you expect? This is what you signed up for, man. Come on, use those brain cells.
Themselves into thinking that marriage just changes things. If he didn't clean before the marriage, he's not going to clean after. And if he liked sports and video games before the marriage, he's not going to stop liking them after. The man you date is also going to be the man you're married to. And quite frankly, now he's going to be worried about you. Because you used to be okay with him having his own space and doing his own thing. And now you aren't. Now he's freaked out thinking, what is she even doing when I'm not with her? Just waiting for me to be with her? Can I even be my own man anymore? And what the hell is going on with this couch situation? My man is facing sideways to watch the TV.
Yeah, I don't understand people that have their living room set up like this. This is so uncomfortable.
Why are you watching your TV sideways?
Yeah, what is that?
Ladies, please, face your couch toward your TV. Let your man have his hobbies, and have your own hobbies, or you will kill each other. Womansplaining Men to Women, Part 11. I gotta drop another truth bomb on ya. Ladies, it is time to reclaim all the time you're wasting trying to read anything off his face. If you're trying to figure something out, and you go to his face for information, you will receive inconclusive data. They say men are dogs, but in this way men are more like cats. They do not show their pain. Your man could be under the most stress and anxiety of his life, and his face will look like this. Your man could be so
I've always been sensitive about the emotions of people around me, even when they try to kind of hide it. But I don't go and assume that it's right. I go to them and I'm like, hey, are you right? I feel like you might be blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And then you just talk about it. But then some other people, they just assume and they just go with it. And that's bad.
overjoyed, and his face will look like this. Those long silences could be anything.
I'm not gonna lie, that's my face sometimes when I am like really joyful. I'm just like that.
He might be trying to remember a word, or he might be reconsidering his entire life with you, but you're not going to be able to tell from his face. I cannot tell you how many times I've been like, are you mad at me? And he's like, no, I'm trying to remember if it was Ramses or Khufu.
But that's a good thing that she asked it and did not assume it, because you always need to ask to be sure.
There's the pharaoh who had over 200 kids. And I'm just like, well, misread that one. And that's no good. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get yourself into so much trouble reading way too deep into things. I always say, if you're going to go digging, you're going to find dirt. Like, sometimes girls will try to say certain things to gauge his reaction.
No, that is
try to,
stupid.
Catch him. They'll be like, I bet you wish I had a nicer body like your coworker,
That is stupid.
Cindy. Like, just to see what you'll say. Dude, he knows it's a trap. Men invented bait. He knows what you're doing. These little traps never work how people want them to, and they are killing good relationships by creating these patterns of toxic self-fulfilling prophecies by jumping to conclusions.
I just want to say though, it's not like a female-only thing to jump into the wrong conclusions a lot. I have experienced guys doing the exact same thing.
Ask. Because you're either going to get what you really
Always
want.
ask. Always ask. Most of the time, what you're thinking is wrong, so it's better to just ask for confirmation what it is.
Or he'll finally realize he's holding in a fart and fix his face. This commenter asks, but why do we, the men, always have to be the ones to initiate everything? That is a fucking great question for the ladies.
That is a great
This
question.
is almost like one of those chicken and the egg questions. Like, did men become the pursuers because they liked it or because we like it?
That's a good question.
Men like being pursued too. They
Yeah,
like being
that's
told they're
true.
cute. They like being asked out.
I have to say, I always hear women say, no, 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 no. You have to let him do the thing. You have to let him ask. You have to let him plan this. You have to let him do this and do that. So I feel like it's like kind of programmed in that the guy is supposed to be the one to initiate things, because people have been telling us that all the time. We really, really, really need to break away from that. Because like, what if there's a guy that you like as a woman and you're waiting for him to initiate anything, but it never happened? Well, actually, he actually secretly liked you too. You gotta go for the things that you want in life. Girls, come on, we can do it. Go after the things you like.
Really like it when you take their hand and pull them away somewhere private. Having been both the chaser and the chased at some point in my life, I can say there are pros and cons to both. There's
Of
definitely a
course.
certain thrill to the chase, as they say, but it comes with a lot of baggage. After all, as the pursuer, you are the only one who carries the risk of rejection. And it can be a lot to be the only one dealing with it over and over and over again. And if you
That
tend to
is
want to
true.
be pursued, you do get to be in a cozy spot when it happens because you end up being the final gatekeeper. However, that also leaves you up to getting mad slept on because you're never showing your cards or telling people what you want. That's why I think for the cat and mouse thing to really work, both sides need to initiate to some degree. And honestly, ladies, after everything we've been through with the whole Me Too movement and everything, we actually have to start stepping up and initiating more. Because good men need a really clear, hard, loud green light before they are going to try anything. And shit, ladies, if you love getting what you want, being in control, and letting your consent be known, real easy way to do that is you initiate it.
That is true.
Womansplaining Men to Women, part 13. Okay, so low-key, your man doesn't exactly want you to know this, but he also kind of does. He loves the tea. If
The
you found
tea?
out one of the single soccer moms on your kid's team slept with a ref,
Oh,
low-key, he would love it.
Of course, who doesn't like the tea? Everyone secretly loves the tea. Even when you pretend like you don't.
Like, he might act stoic, he might act like he's
Yeah,
above it, but
exactly.
I guarantee you 1 mile into the drive home, and he's gonna be like, so which ref was it? And don't underestimate his ability to keep track of all the characters. I guarantee you at any time he could list off an entire roster of like 3 different sports teams or the entire cast of like 4 Final Fantasy games. He has the bandwidth. I don't care how manly he is. I don't care if he's 200 pounds of solid muscle with a beard past his man steaks. even if he's a lumberjack,
This
an
man
absolute
stinks.
lumber snack. Girl, he wants the tea just like the rest of us. Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 15. Men are the first ones to say, I got it taken care of, before they have even mildly begun to figure it out. But rest assured, they will figure it out. Now, we all occasionally fly by the seat of our own pants. Men are pilots, absolute aerospace engineers of by the seat of their pants flying. You know how often a man will pull into his driveway just in time for his wife to text, hey, did you pick up that rock salt? And he'll go, yep, as he's pulling
stuff like
back
that.
out
I was
the
a little confused what she was talking about, but yeah, that does happen.
Is he lying? Yeah, but that's all because your peace of mind is the most important part of the plan. The plan that he does not have, but also totally has. And that tends to frustrate us as women because we tend to be way more type A than men, and we like to have things a little bit more planned out. But people confuse men's not having a plan with not being prepared, and those are two different things. Ironically, the way men do prepare is by preparing for nothing to go according to plan. You know, the one thing us women don't...
Wait, hold on, wait, my brain, wait, what? My brain got confused by that. They prepare for nothing to go according to plan. I can see that with real life situations, that kind of stuff that happen, yes. Like for me, when I go outside, I always have a plan, and when that plan fails, I get an error. I get an error in my brain and I start to buffer.
So you'll notice that when we are getting frustrated because nothing's going according to plan, he's taking it like a champion because he never planned for anything to go right in the
That
first
is
place.
true. It's like when they say, when you don't expect anything, you also cannot get disappointed.
Therefore, it's all going according to plan. It's
Because there was
actually kind
no
of annoying
plan.
how men have not figuring things out all figured out. Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 16. So if it feels
nothing
like your
box.
man is ignoring you or is mad at you because he's just kind of staring off, he might just be lost in his nothing box. See, men do this thing where they accidentally transcend the space-time continuum, and we call it their nothing box. And they really don't know when it's going to happen. They'll just be in the middle of something, and then all of a sudden they just fall through a wormhole. It's something that he wishes he could do on purpose because it's actually quite peaceful, but he knows that it's going to happen
When you
right
just
before
stare
you're about
off?
to tell him something really important instead.
When you just stare off, because I do that all the time.
So instead of getting mad at him for unintentionally achieving a state of dharma, here's what to do the next time you see him just reformatting. It's actually a lot like sleepwalking. You don't really want to interrupt it or anything. So instead what you can do is just kind of like leave a message on his chest or just kind of like put it in his hand or something. He'll figure it out. Next level of your relationship unlocked. You're welcome. Womansplaining Men, part 17. Raise your hand if you are a woman and you believe that men expect praise for doing work. Yeah, it's a pretty common misconception, but let's be clear.
I mean, I don't expect anyone to expect that. Wait, I never thought about this?
Men do not expect praise for anything. In fact, they're almost always super thrown off when they receive it. That's why when you compliment a man, instead of looking happy like you might expect, he might look confused or even mad like he thinks you're messing with him. So I think this misconception that men are expecting the praise actually comes from the fact that women are always the ones telling other women to praise their men when they do chores to motivate them to do more
that's why people
chores.
think that?
And that's really annoying to hear, right? Because it's not like we're getting parades thrown in the street every time we do stuff. What I've realized is that women who are telling you these things, who are experienced with living with and working with men, are not doing it as some like 1950s Pavlovian dog training. It's just because they've known men long enough to see how strongly they react to appreciation. Basic
Kinda makes sense.
acknowledgement just hits men different. Like, look at this, for example. If someone were to thank you as a woman for vacuuming the living room, you'd either take it as being passive-aggressive, like it's expected of you, or it would just feel like nothing because we receive way better compliments all the time.
I don't know. I feel happy when someone says that to me. Thank you for vacuum cleaning, because I hate it. I hate it. I would like someone to say, thank you, Cypress, for doing the dishes. Thank you, Cypress, for vacuum cleaning. Thank you, Cypress, for mopping the floor. I would love that because I hate it.
Like, girl, the other day I went to buy wine and the lady who ID'd me called me movie star famous. What did I do to deserve that? Men are not having these experiences. Men are not getting stopped in the street, told how cute their hair is or how cute their top looks on them.
Okay, yeah, that is true.
Here's the
that
big
is
thing.
true.
It's not that men expect praise for doing work. It's that they're sick of being told what they did wrong when they do work.
I mean, that makes sense because I wouldn't like that either.
Look, I'll tell on myself real quick. I used to never cook. My husband did all the cooking. And if I so much as heated up SpaghettiOs on the stovetop, my husband would thank me for cooking. That is so silly, and yet it made me feel good, and it made me want to learn how to cook better, and I did, and I'm a great cook.
That makes sense. It makes sense. Like I said, like I would actually like it if someone would say thank you for the vacuum cleaning because I hate to do it.
So I want you to stop looking at giving your man accolades as babying him or putting yourself down, and I want you to start thinking about it as how can we both validate and reassure each other in healthy ways.
Yes. I always feel like a lot of women that get mad about this kind of stuff. I'm very confused why they get mad about it. Girls, listen, you literally just have to put yourself in their shoes. Imagine that you're him and he says that exact same thing to you. Do you like it or not? I don't know why that's so hard to think about.
Bye! Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please don't forget to give a like to the video and subscribe to my channel. I also stream live on Twitch and on YouTube, so follow me on Twitch or just turn on the notification bell on YouTube to know when I go live. I hope to see you there. Bye!